Welcome back, artists, to part 2 of our food sculpture project inspired by artist Chyla Berman. Materials I might want to consider using today for finalizing my sculpture are a variety of different coloring tools. So I have some colored pencils here, I have my palette and some paints, as well as an option I have some chalk pastels and some oil pastels. I have some aluminum foil. This would be, I suppose, in the case of you have anything shiny that you want to cover. And I also have some plain paper that I can either color or use as the color it is if I need that color. And I'll be finalizing my piece today. With food, you really want to think about the texture of each item, because that's really what's going to make it look realistic. So I have the s'more here. So I'm going to be putting a lot of texture on the cracker portions, since they have like the little divots and bumps and look a little bit crunchy on the edges. So here are my 2 graham cracker pieces that I'm going to be adding texture to. The first way I added texture was simply by crunching up the package that I created to be each gram. Then I have my chocolate bar here that I think I'm going to first cover with a piece of paper so all these connection points are hidden, and then I'm going to paint that a chocolatey brown color. And then finally my marshmallow, which just needs a little bit more touching up. I want to cover up the tape here and add some white. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. One thing I'm doing here is I wanted to make my marshmallow look like it was golden brown, toasted in the campfire. So I'm adding a little bit of the golden color here that you might see in a roasted marshmallow. If you're trying to get a textured look on a crumpled piece of paper, you take a chalk pastel works great, or even a colored pencil, and you kind of lightly go over that, and then it leaves marks on the bumped up parts. Something I'm thinking about as I'm painting my chocolate bar is you might need to leave some dry time. So since it's 3D, I need to paint all the sides, which means I might need to do the top side, let it dry, and then come back and do the bottom side later. Just something to keep in mind for your planning as you're finalizing your sculpture. I'm also thinking about the direction that I want the paint to go, so I want it to look smooth like chocolate, so I'm trying to get really smooth strokes as I paint. Alright, I'm ready to assemble my s'more. I've created a base out of some tin foil, kind of to be like a plate almost. I just folded up some thick paper inside of there to create my base for my sculpture. I have my first graham layer here. I really want to think about how I want to arrange it so that it looks aesthetically pleasing, which means it's interesting to look at from all different angles. There's a variety of things you could do to attach it. I'm going to use some tape rolls, but I also might consider using some glue. So I have a little glue here, and I could try attaching it with some glue. I'm not sure how that's going to work, so I'll give that one a try at the base. And then I'm assembling my chocolate bar next. Hey everybody, so I was just finishing putting my sculpture together and trying to get the last graham cracker layer on here when I noticed that my marshmallow is kind of wobbly just with a tape roll on here, and it wouldn't sit. So I'm going to need to make some extra supports for this marshmallow, and you might need to do that for portions of your sculpture. And what I'm going to do is make little tabs out of cardboard. I want them to be kind of invisible, so I just folded 2 small tabs like that, and I'm going to put them, I'm going to try and do this so you can see, I'm going to put them sort of tucked in to my marshmallow on either side like this to kind of prevent it from rolling too much. And then I can color the top of the tab white to match the marshmallow, and the bottom I can paint it that chocolatey color so it's not so obvious that there's something holding it up. So I have my tabs here, they're glued down, and I'm going to let those dry, and then what I'll do is I will insert the marshmallow in between there. Alright, I have my supports here. I had to make one more. This is Augie. Okay, we're going to finish the art class now. I guess I'll try doing this one-handed. So my two supports for the marshmallow dried, I also made a second support you can see here. Not meant to really blend in, just as a support for the final graham cracker. So here we go, let's see if it works. I'm going to slide the marshmallow in. It's pretty successful looking. I'm going to hold it up so you can see. Alright, so we'll do a quick aerial tour of my sculpture. I just finished putting it all together. You can see the texture on the top of the graham cracker. I added my artist label here, the title of my piece, the materials, and the artist name. You can see that I paid attention to all different angles and sides of my piece because a sculpture is meant to be interacted with from all different sides. You should be able to go look at it from all angles, walk all the way around it, and see it in that manner. So there we have the finished s'more sculpture. I know you all have been working really hard on your pieces. I cannot wait to see your final sculptures. If you want to take a video of it like I did, it's kind of hard with a Chromebook, I had my iPad, but if you can show me from different angles, or if you want to take multiple photographs and upload those to your assignment, then I can get a better idea of the sculptural element to your piece. Can't wait to see your awesome food sculptures that you've been working so hard on for the past 2 weeks.